I don't even know where to begin with that. I usually say, how's it going, everybody? But I know how it's going. Not very good. But all the same, welcome back to the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel for your match review. Well, I say match review. Probably not going to speak about the match itself that much. I will at the beginning, but probably going to rant. But I feel like everything that I'm about to say is justified. I feel like everything I'm about to say is right. And it's how a lot of fans are thinking at the moment. But just before I get into it, as always, please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel and share all of your thoughts and opinions and your frustrations in the comment section down below. So Leeds losing out 1-0 against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground this afternoon. I said in my preview it had to be 3 points. And it wasn't. I'm just sick of hearing all this. Yeah, but it was a good performance and trust the process and what a load of rubbish. We start the game quite well. I thought we were on the front foot, getting into them, having, a few half chances here and there, and we were getting into them. But then because of how narrow we are, we give Brennan Johnson the freedom of that right-hand side for Forest. Pascal comes over. Now, for me, he doesn't need to give that free kick away. He doesn't need to make that foul. Because as he chips the ball back in, Harrison gets the ball back anyway. But for some reason, Pascal just fouls him. Ball into the box. A poor excuse for a header away from Pascal. And then it drops to Brennan Johnson. And it is a really good finish. There's nothing Melier could have done. There's nothing, I can really say on him. It was just really, really poor defending from that set piece. Now, Pascal, I thought that was probably his worst game for Leeds United that I've ever seen from him. Should have come off at half-time, but didn't, weirdly enough. But in the first half, even after they scored, I feel like it was just willing on to FC because we were just getting the ball over to him. Sinistera was playing front right and he was just getting nothing. Nothing. You've got Harrison, Nonto and Sinistera and even Somerville from second half all playing on one side. There's no width. It's all like that and it's very frustrating to watch. Very frustrating. We're now sitting 17th on the same amount of points as Everton in 18th. And what's saving us at the minute is goal difference. Oh, wait, but who have we got next? Oh, yeah, 2 games against Man United. Which, if we keep Jesse Marsch, we'll get absolutely slapped in both games. 4-5-0. Easy. Because he is setting us up to fail at the moment. I agree with him when he says the performances are getting better, which they are, but ultimately, it's a results business. We're not getting results. We've not won a game since Bonfire Night. 2 wins in 17. We sacked Bielsa last year when he had a load of injuries, a young squad. We didn't back him in the transfer window. In total, we've spent nearly £200 million this season. And the squad is so much better. Going forward, I think in that bottom half, we've got one of the best squads in those maybe bottom 6 or 7. I do. But he's not getting the best out of them. He's not. And, there's people who say players need to take a bit of flack as well. Which, yeah, of course they do. I thought there were a few poor performances today. I thought Sinistera wasn't really in the game much. Pascal was awful. Bamford was a bit non-existent. I'm not going to judge Ruta that much because I feel like he just wasn't getting the service. Somerville, once Nonto switched over to the right, just didn't have any effect, which is obviously an instruction from Marsch, which I don't get because he was dominating that left-hand side. But he switched him over, he put Somerville there. He wasn't great. Weston McKennie came on and made his debut. I thought he was okay. Not great, but okay. You know, it's his first game. You can't really judge him properly yet. But, you know, he brought Mark Rocker off and I thought Mark Rocker was the one that was getting those passes forward. Jack Harrison was just passing it to a red shirt every single time. For me, there was 2 players on the pitch today that played well for us, and that was Verba and Nonto. I just don't... I said it in my preview. If we can't beat Nottingham Forest, who are we beating? Under Jesse Marsch, under this system, who are we beating? I'd love to know. Because we've got 2 games against Man United this week. If Marsch is in charge, we lose them. Like, that's just like... And obviously, we're fickle, aren't we? If Leeds go and get something at Old Trafford on Wednesday, we might be feeling a bit more positive. But the only thing for me that could be stopping them is that there isn't anyone out there. But I don't want to keep going on like this just because there's no one out there. But then I understand why people say keep him because there's no one. So with that argument, I'm a bit 50-50. But enough is enough now. He has to go. We've not won since Bonfire Night. And I've said it before, 2 wins in 17. £200 million spent. He's been backed. And we've gone backwards. We're actually worse this season than probably Bielsa, and that sounds mad to say. And another thing that's mad to say is that Pascal was that bad today. I wanted Firpo on. I did. I wanted Firpo on. At least Firpo is a natural left-back. I think Pascal started the season off quite well at left-back, but I think he's been found out a bit there. I do. You know... Luke Ayling, Liam Cooper, starting games for Leeds United in 2023. I'm not just talking about today because I thought they were both actually alright, but... You know, in general, if we're generalising this season so far, we've had 1 complete performance and that was against Chelsea. But you've got to contextualise it. Chelsea weren't great under Tuchel at that point. Even the Liverpool win, you look at that now and you think, they're not great at the moment. Was that a good win? Obviously it was. It was a good win. But is it as good as we thought it was at the time? Or is it something that was always going to happen with how poor they've been at the minute? Bournemouth, newly promoted side. We were 3-1 down. We had to claw our way back into that. And Wolves on opening day. So you can't really read too much into an opening day win, really. You know, Wolves won yesterday. Everton won yesterday, Leicester won yesterday, and West Ham picked up a point away at Newcastle. And we currently sit 17th on the same amount of points as Everton, but we're above them on goal difference. That goal difference could be wiped out over the next 2 games if we get absolutely battered, which I predict will happen if we still have Marsch in charge. You know, don't wait until Thursday after a defeat at Old Trafford. Don't wait till next Monday after... you know, the second game against them. We're running out of games now. We've got about 18 games left. We're running out of time to turn this around. If they're going to make a change, it needs to be now. It needs to be now. Because this is just a shambles. I've seen clips on Twitter of the fans obviously chanting time to go at him. Giving him the finger, saying all sorts. And it's right, you know, fans pay good money to travel up and down this country watching Leeds. I know we're not going to win every away game, but, you know, you pay your good hard-earned money to go away. and just watch that. Which, yeah, there'll be people who'll go, yeah, but we played well. Get behind him. Shut up. I'm sorry, I'm done with it. I'm done with those excuses now. All these happy clappers. Go, Jesse. No, I'm sorry. No. I'm just at a loss with it at the minute. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know who is out there to bring in, but that's not my job. So anyone that's just going to comment, who'd you bring in? Or I've seen tweets, who'd you bring in though? We're not paid to make that decision. It's not our job. But I'm sorry, there has to be somebody out there that can come in, see the strengths of this team. And I'm not saying we're going to win every game till till end of season, but at least bring a bit of consistency, a bit of stability. I feel like at the minute, all our players just 100 miles an hour. One touch, two touch. Even Souness said it at half-time on commentary. Even in final third, just take a minute to assess your options. Just breathe for a second. But we don't. It's one touch, two touch. Oh, Luke's ball, then we're running back. And it's just all... You can't keep a track of it. It's 200 miles an hour every single game. It's the same game plan, week in, week out. Similar to Bielsa, although Bielsa had a lot more credit in the bank, understandably. Marsch hasn't got that level of credit in the bank. He's not going to turn it around, let's be honest. Even if we beat Man United on Wednesday, we'll probably then go and get beat by them at Ellen Road, and then we'll go on another run of games without winning. The board need to start using the Reds now. They've backed him in the window. Backed him in the summer window as well. And I wasn't saying I wanted us to finish in the top four. But even if we'd have pushed for 12th, 11th, just solid mid-table this season, then next season bring some more players in and you try and gradually just try and break into that top 10 if you can. But we've not progressed, we've gone backwards. And it's an utter shambles at the moment. If he stays in charge, I believe we go down at this moment in time. As I'm sat here saying this. I believe if we keep Jesse Marsch, similar to how I felt with Bielsa, I do feel people have the different opinions on that. I feel if Bielsa had stayed, we'd have gone down. Just like I feel like if Marsch stays now, that we will go down as well. Everton, under Sean Dyche, looked fairly good yesterday against Arsenal. Not brilliant, but, they dug in and they got a result. Forest were bad today. I've seen Steve Cooper's post-match reaction. He wasn't happy with the performance, but like he said, I'd rather be here talking about a win than saying that I played well after losing. Even though Marsch said after the Aston Villa game that he would take performances like that over results. But anyway, weirdly, I mean, in case you didn't realise, you've got to win games to stay up in this league. Don't think Jesse Marsch is quite understanding that at the minute. There's just so many more things that I could probably go through, guys. But if I'm honest, I don't have the patience. I'm not in the correct mood to even go more into it. I'm deflated. I'm annoyed. I'm pissed off. I don't see a way that we can move forward under this manager. Enough is enough, and it is time to go now. I want him out. Could see the fans in that away end felt exactly the same. I've seen the reaction on Twitter. I know that Leeds Twitter after a defeat isn't the best of places anyway, but I can't argue with a lot of the things that I'm seeing, if I'm honest. We're a nutter shambles at the minute, and unless a change is made, I can't see us progressing at all. Even the appointment of that Chris Armas as his assistant, that's just someone who's going to tell him he has the exact same ideas. Chris said it on All Leeds TV earlier, that Chris Armas is just someone, like I just said, that has the same ideas, but you need someone in the backroom staff that has different ideas, that goes to him and says, look, let's try this or let's do this. But he doesn't. He's just got a load of yes men around him that'll say yes to everything he says. And like I said, I don't know who's out there at the minute. That's not my job. But I still stand by the fact that there is someone out there that can do better with this team. And I stand by that. So to conclude, guys, in my opinion, it is time for Jesse Marsch to go. This had to be a win today, and obviously it wasn't. If we can't beat Nottingham Forest, I don't know who we beat under Jesse Marsch. We need a new manager bounce, we need a new voice, we need new ideas, and we need it as soon as possible. And I'm going to leave it there. If you've enjoyed this one somehow, please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I will be back with content this week as we look forward to 2 games against Manchester United. So make sure that you keep it locked at Chatting Leeds, and I will see you in a bit. Cheers.